Welcome to the Association Post-Up. That's what I call a trophy, and I'm not talking about... No, you too.
I thought it was on me first. The camera's on me first.
Well, I know, but that trophy...
Oh, okay.
You know, some would consider you a prize, too.
They have.
Prize fighter.
Our NBA insider, Chris Hayes, 17-year NBA vet, Rudy Gay, Mike Yam with you. All right, 2 games on a Tuesday. Got quarterfinals of the Cup, which we absolutely love. Reaction of Knicks and Raptors. Desmond Bane is going to be stopping by the show, but it does feel like this time of the year, maybe because of that trophy, the one behind Chris, there's a little extra juice here.
Yeah, just a little bit. Everybody's up there. They're trying to get competitive, getting ready for Vegas. That's all it is.
We all are. Ready for Vegas.
Sign me up for that, although Chris is the only one who's got a ticket right now. All right, here we go. We had the Magic hosting the Heat, and speaking of being ready, it didn't feel like Orlando was ready to start this game. Tyler Hero with the Euro.
Yeah, fancy footwork.
And you know what they say, it's not always about...
Junior, he had 14 and 10.
Hey, he's been a stud this season, all season long, man. Been a real physical presence for them.
Mid-post area right there.
Yeah.
I feel like he can eat right there.
We'll hear more from Bencaro coming up in just a minute. Magic improved to 3-0 against Miami so far this season. This is a Heat squad that has now lost 4 straight games. They started the game 3-3 from distance, 5 of 30 the rest of the way were the Heat. The Magic on the flip side, 1 of 5 to start the game from 3, 14-27 the rest of the way. And guess what? They're heading to Vegas. Is joining us right now after a brilliant scoring performance in the NBA Cup quarterfinal against the Miami Heat. We got the Magic guard. Desmond Bane dropped 37 in this one. Desmond, congratulations on the win. We saw an 18-2 run from a Miami perspective to start this thing. And then in the second quarter, you guys started to take off. Explain to me what the difference was in the turning point in your mind.
Defense, that's our calling card, and we weren't, getting any stops to start the game. They were getting whatever they want, coming, out of timeouts, talking all type of different ways. So we just had to turn up our physicality and, match their energy and then exceed it.
DB, what's up? This is Rudy, man. 37 points, man. You're starting to play free. You're starting to get it, man. What was that change, and when did that change happen for you to start having these kind of games?
I ain't gonna lie. I think it was that game winner. Like, once I hit that game winner against Portland, like, I just kind of started feeling the love, from the city, from the organization. Everybody, kind of embraced me, wrapped their arms around me, and it made it feel like home, and just kind of settled in and been building from there ever since.
DB, good to hear from you, man. Good to see you, man. And listen, it's been a minute. First of all, how you doing? How's the fam?
Hey, blessed, man. I got 2 little ones now running around the house. It's a good time to be at the Bane house.
That's what's up, man, DB. Always good to hear from you, brother. So I want to ask you, DB, about the evolution of your tenure so far with the Orlando Magic. I know there were people who, had concerns, the way you started the season early on, and they were like, man, we did this, and he's a shooter, and he's not doing that. And I told people, I was on this show, it's documented. I said, just wait. It's a new system. He's getting acclimated. Can you tell me about how you felt in the early parts of the season compared to where you are now, and what did you do to change things?
It was tough, bro. We was losing too. I can play bad and win all day long. I'm good with that, but we was losing. So everybody was kind of searching, trying to figure out, like, what role to kind of fill to make this team the best that we could. And, I felt like we started getting a couple wins and winning cures all. So everybody kind of started to see the recipe, buying into defending, playing fast, sharing the ball, and the rest is history. We got a chance to go play some more meaningful basketball early in the season. That's all you can ask for.
Desmond, you guys aren't even completely healthy at this point of the season, and yet you have a meaningful game still on the horizon, able to punch a ticket to Vegas. Just what does it say about the team, the makeup that you guys have, that you're still able to advance?
We're gritty. Like you said, we're not healthy. We got down 18-2 to start the game. A lot of things weren't going our way, but we stuck together and, turned it up.
Hey, Desmond, before we let you get going, I know you said it felt like home after hitting that game winner against Portland. I just want to be abundantly clear. You came on the association right after that game-winning shot. Our staff absolutely loved it. How do you think that really helped your profile to do an interview on NBA TV after a game winner?
Yeah, let's hear about that.
Prime time, you know what I'm saying? I'm out here with my dogs, man. It's always good to be on the show. Be on here after every game if y'all want me to.
Look,
Good, man.
you're going to throw it out there.
Yeah, don't do that, DB.
yeah,
don't do that.
Yeah,
man.
I know. I got my PR guy sitting right here. He's going to shut it down for me.
Don't do it.
Our team is going to be reaching out to your team a whole lot after
This
you
is
just
a way
opened up the
for
door.
Chris to feel like he can play basketball a little bit. So
Here we
the more
go.
you're here.
He don't got nothing.
DB, come
He
on.
don't got none.
You know, DB. Don't do that, bro.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know.
Look, another one.
Hey, that's all I need to know. I'll send you some texts with some clips. That's all I need to
There
know.
you go. There you go. Hey, it can't be from high school and middle school either.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
I actually want to get you back on the show just to assess what Chris does out on the floor. Hey, Desmond, seriously, congratulations on this win. More importantly, continued success the rest of the way, okay?
Appreciate
luck.
y'all.
Take care. See
Y'all
you
gonna be in Vegas? Y'all gonna be in Vegas?
I will.
Yeah.
See me at the blackjack table, man.
I got you, brother.
All right, my boy.
I'm looking forward to seeing some pictures of those chest bumps with Chris and Desmond at the blackjack table. Meanwhile, Desmond Bane, and I know I made reference to a time the season high with those 37 points, 15 of them coming in the fourth quarter against the Heat. It's now his third 30-point game of the season. Orlando 3-0 in those games. We hear from one of his teammates, Paolo Banchero.
Yeah, no, I thought it was great. Thought everybody was aggressive. Everybody, took their opportunities when they were there, and everybody, played well and fed off each other. Obviously Desmond had a huge night. He carried us in some of those moments, stretching that lead out kind of single-handedly. But yeah, everybody contributed.
All right, well, suppose talking about stops, hard to get some of those defensive stops when it's Desmond Bane on the other side who just can't seemingly stop hitting shots, especially in that fourth quarter. What did you like about his game?
Well, I mean, he's being aggressive. Sometimes when you go to new teams, you kind of wait for things to come to you. He's taking the game on, by, like, what do you say, bull by his horn?
Yeah.
That's how he's playing. So, he's definitely being more aggressive. He's going to the basket. He's shooting open shots, not passing up shots, and, they're looking for him.
I think what Spoelstra was referring to as far as those defensive mishaps, there was a few times where a player failed or was in the wrong place at the wrong time, and Desmond Bane found himself wide open. And that is one of the shooters in this league that you can't allow to get an open look, because once he gets one open look and gets that ball in, that rim opens up from there.
Chris, I know you were eagerly awaiting the answer and the response from Desmond Bane just with regard to what has turned around this season. He pointed to that game against Portland and that game winner. What have you seen in terms of his evolution and trying to really take on a heavy load, especially early when this team was struggling?
I still think and I believe, even from his response, that, it just took time for him to get acclimated to the new system and new teammates. In Memphis, we can talk about ball handlers. For the most part, it was Ja Morant and Desmond Bane. And then on occasionally, Dillon Brooks. But in Orlando, it's a free-flowing offense where all five guys on the floor can handle the ball and make plays. And so that's going to take the ball out of your hands more than you're used to or accustomed to. And also, I want to apologize. I want to apologize to my guy, Rudy Gay. Because in that interview, I'm the journalist here. I'm the reporter here. In that interview, I'm talking, I'm texting during my sources. I'm texting while he's asking Desmond Bane a question. And then when it gets to me, I just realize I asked the same damn question, just in a different way.
Different response.
He's a pro. Desmond Bane a pro. He's a pro about that. So I want to apologize. I was not paying attention like I should have. I was texting some people, and it got me in trouble. But I want to be transparent and say my bad, bro.
Thank you. And know what? I don't appreciate that at all. And when it comes down to the apology, maybe someday. Not right now. Got a job to do.
No. Did you see how I teed you up too? Because
that's fine.
I was just trying to get a response from him
I'm gonna be
off
a bigger
camera,
man.
and I know he enjoyed it.
I'm gonna be a bigger man.
No. Which is good. We appreciate the apologies, and we did see that game winner from Desmond Bane. You can see sort of the excitement that he had, and it has been an evolution of his game. But more specifically in this matchup against Miami, they come out of the gate 18-2 run to start things off. My notes, I had it at a 17-4 run in the second quarter. I think I can read my handwriting. Sometimes I can't. But But you can't read that. Sorry,
No,
it's
right.
and then it's smeared. I got the ink on the hand, the whole thing. But what would you point to as them responding? Because it looked ugly to start.
It looked ugly to start. Miami Heat was just playing Miami Heat basketball. Sometimes when teams play like that, they force you to play the same way, and it doesn't end up well for the opposing team. That's what they did. Second half, they got back to playing like they like to play. Move the ball, continue to play defense, and the outcome was what we have today.
Yeah. What happened to Miami in this game?
First of all, they didn't shoot well. I believe it was 8 of 24 from three-point range, so that's definitely going to hurt them. And they allowed the Magic to get 15 threes, so that disparity right there is already not going to play in your favor. But defensively is where they hang their hats on Miami Heat, right? Orlando shot 50% from the field. And you're not going to win most games if you allow a team to shoot that high in the percentage. So
it's a very, very talented league. Sometimes you just can't stop players. Sometimes you just can't stop.
Chris mentally already in Vegas at the NBA Cups. And yeah, that's true.
Sounds about right.
That's true. I'm going to Vegas, by the way.
That's your best stat, by the way.
You're not. You're not, right?
No, I'm here.
Okay.
Look, I mean,
That's fine. Yeah.
Basically, we took a vote. There was a staff vote, and they said, "Hey, if we needed to send one person, like who's vital to the studio aspect of the show?" And I'm not saying that I voted in it. I'm not telling you who voted in it, but it is telling that you're going on a plane. I don't know.
That shows the pecking order right there.
Basically, Chris is saying that mentally he's in like Modesto somewhere flying. Do you even go through Modesto to get to Vegas?
No, that's going backwards. That's going the other way.
Well, you had a layover in Modesto.
I'm impressed that you know a little bit about the Central Valley and everything. But yeah, we're going that way.
You know what's going to happen, though? We're doing the show next week, and we're going to do some talkbacks. We'll just say, Chris, go, and just like they'll show him a shot of us, and we're just not going to pay attention. Like, we're just going to pick up our phone.
Okay.
And then when Chris says, "Hey, did you listen?" Rudy's going to say, "No, I was texting sources."
So now that you're telling me this, I'll be prepared for how I handle that.
Look, it's the checks and
Viva
balances.
Las Vegas.
You and Desmond Bane sitting there playing blackjack.
Me and Adam Silver go chop it up. You know what I'm saying? Come on now.
Back here on the Post Up, let's take a closer look at what we know thus far. Taking a look at the Eastern Conference, we got you covered. We know the Magic. We just heard from Desmond Bane punching that ticket to get to hang with Chris Haynes. And, of course, now the New York Knicks making it official with a win against the Raptors. Keep in mind, we got some action coming up on Wednesday. And, of course, here on NBA TV, complete reaction of all of it. Meanwhile, made reference to the Knicks. Moving on, let's show you exactly how it all went down. And this one, at different times, was actually a little bit of a tough go for New York against this Raptors squad. In fact,
another one. Somebody talking to him.
Here's the other thing. Cat was questionable heading into this game. Good to see him healthy enough to play, but he picked up a couple early fouls.
Oh, Lord.
A little spit on the camera.
I'm going to pray for Cat.
He going through something.
15 points for him in his third game back coming off of that injury.
Okay.
Knicks victorious. You take a closer look at this box score and some of the significant performers here. Look, a well-rounded offensive attack from the Raptors, just not enough against the Knicks, who now improved to 17-7. They punched their ticket to Vegas. Now you can see Josh Hart with those 21 points. We showed you the triple and then the drive to the bucket during the highlights. 6 rebounds, 4 assists, and we heard from him when it was done. Guy that you get to go and hang out with in Vegas.
Me and my guy Jalen Brunson, Rick Brunson, Mike Brown. Hey, I can keep name dropping.
It's
we'll get together.
All dudes that you'll be texting while we're doing an interview. But sorry, you put that one on a tee for
I'll
me.
give you that one. That's fine.
All right, tell me the significance of this win for New York, because you told me a little bit earlier on the association this was important to get an opportunity to get to Vegas. Now they match up against the Magic. We'll preview that game in just a moment here. But as far as this one is concerned, what stood out?
Yeah, well, what stood out is that how hungry the New York Knicks are. And I was talking about getting a signature win or just having a signature accomplishment during the season. And that's what this Cup tournament does for a team, where you can build some momentum and you can kind of, when you're struggling throughout the course of the season, you may be able to harp back on, hey, remember what we did in Vegas? Remember we was able to get to that level? Now we know we can do it. Now let's stay the course and do it again. And that's what it's all about with this in-season tournament, with the NBA Cup, is providing a sense of urgency throughout the course of the season. And another thing I want to remember, because I was there for both in-season tournaments in Milwaukee. The Indiana Pacers, remember they made the in-season tournament and they made it to the championship round. That was Tyrese Halliburton's coming out party right there. That's when he was put on a map on a national level. So not only can it build team success, but it also can highlight, young talent that we have in this league that you probably don't see on an everyday basis. Now, of the teams that are still left out in the field that can get there, so the Orlando Magic, they can be a team that we can, people can see, oh, okay, they got such and such, all right. Then maybe San Antonio, the other guys, the young guys. But for the most part, it's a lot of veteran teams. But still, this is a great platform to be on in Vegas, playing amongst a national audience, a national fan base for high stakes. That's all you can ask for.
Yeah, and it's guys that have also balled out, because you mentioned some of those veterans. Jalen Brunson did just that. It feels like in the big moments, he usually delivers for this Knicks squad, but knowing that there's an opportunity to play in Vegas here, it did feel like he upped his game, especially because Cat picked up those early fouls.
Yeah, I mean, when you're a competitor, those bright lights turn on, you're ready to go. He's been like that since he's been in New York. He continues to no matter what system he's in, he goes out there and the confidence of the teammates that he has with them out there. Like I said before, like they have a lot of good pieces. We're waiting for Jordan Clarkson to become Jordan Clarkson, new situation for him. But this team can be really good, and Jalen Brunson's their leader.
Yeah. What happened to the Raptors in this game?
Honestly, I mean, they faced a better team. That's what it was. Obviously, they're shorthanded with R.J. Barrett being out, but still, it was just a situation where they saw a superior opponent, and they just really couldn't get it done. But at the end of the day, the Toronto Raptors, they definitely have something to grow on throughout the course of the season. They're still going to be a tough squad. Like, they're a tough out because their guys are long, tall, and athletic, and they guard multiple positions. So in a series type setting, like, they're going to be problematic. So I wouldn't just think too much into this game.
Yeah.
New York Knicks are the better squad.
And you mentioned the Barrett injury, because it feels like that's the moment where things have now started to go the other way for this team. I know you were questioning what the Raptors were for a good stretch.
Yeah,
you started to
I
come
was questioning the pecking order. Yeah, the pecking order.
And you came around a little bit, and now all of a sudden it's gone the other way. Are we still feeling relatively confident that this team, maybe avoids a play-in scenario?
Well, I haven't really seen them with everyone, including R.J. Barrett. I haven't seen, I don't really get that. Maybe they're playing better that he's out. They're not.
Yeah, they're losing their way. But
too much talent.
Yeah, too much talent, and they have an identity. Like, they know how to play with one another, right? So you have to give them the benefit of the doubt and think that they're going to find their way. And then the rest of the Detroit for sure are up there.
Yep.
I mean, Rudy,
It's not much more.
Yeah, it's not much more. That's why I say I can see them top 5, top 6 staying in case if they're healthy.
Okay, but we do get a potential preview of the postseason in Vegas in the East right now, because we got a Magic team who we feel good about. Knicks, obviously, you guys really like this team.
Yes.
What do you expect to see in this matchup?
I mean, we have to see what Paolo is going to bring to the table. Like we said, he's been struggling a little bit this year. He's been up and down. Desmond Bane found his found his game somewhere in Disneyland or something like that.
Yeah.
Disney World, a place that we both are not going to go back to.
Robin Lopez, he'll be back there probably the day after he does
probably
the
where
show.
he is now.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, Paolo Banchero is a talent that there's not much other players like that in the league that can do a lot of different things. I think this year, he's one of those guys that we call that are trapped in their talent. He can do so many things that he hasn't really mastered anything this year. So once he figures that out, he can be a really dominant player for years to come.
So what are the gifts, though? Because, I mean, you see him, and I think from a fan's perspective, you clearly see the upside. But for a guy that did it like you did, when you see him on the opposite side of the floor, like, what are you aware of in terms of the ability?
Well, he's a legit 6'10". Yeah. He's has to be over 250. Mm-hmm. He can handle the ball. He can shoot it pretty good. He shoot the mid-range. And beginning of the season, I think he was doing more of initiating offense and trying to get things going that way, which, although you have seen it before with guys his stature and his talent-wise, can do it. But at this point, I think he needs to be a person, like I said earlier, that can play in that mid-post, that can make plays out of there and also score and get to the foul line when you need him.
Yeah.
And Paulo, I think he's the guy who can take that Tyrese Halliburton step where you come into the in-season tournament, you make your mark, and now people are aware of you. Now there's more notoriety. Now there's more exposure for you and for your brand and for the team ultimately. So I think he's going to come into this trip with a mission. And, I want to see if he can deliver or not.
I think we'll love to see that, man.
Yeah.
He's one of those guys, top 5 talent in this league by far.
Wow.
I think he can be.
How do you handicap the matchup? Because I think coming into the season, people felt like the Magic would be a better team, but clearly in the East, people talked about this Knicks squad as, hey, go to the NBA Finals and go and win this. How do you think it plays out?
Knicks say that every year, bro.
I know.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a good game.
There's a few decades where, like, we said it, but we didn't necessarily.
I think it's going to be a really good game. These teams are going to be hungry. Like, whoever ends up in the Final Four in Vegas, like, this is going to be a really good battle. I really like the seeds and how it's set up right there, but the Knicks in Orlando, I think it's going to be a dogfight. Ultimately, obviously, the New York Knicks are going to be the favorites, and that's probably the team I would probably lean towards. But you cannot dismiss the Orlando. The only bracket that is going to have an overwhelmingly favor is
top left.
Yeah, the top left over there, and that is assuming they get past Phoenix before they get to the final. See, I already got them penciled in already. That's just. I'm sorry, Phoenix. I might be disrespecting.
He said pencil.
I might, pencil, not ink. I didn't put it ink.
Yeah.
But that's just how dominant, like they are, to the point where I just assume they're in already.
I know. I think
there's one more step.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that don't even use the pencil or the ink. They just straight up Sharpie and they sort of lock in that ink.
That's disrespectful. I want to know who's doing that. Are you doing that?
No, I don't carry Sharpie. Just, just ink gel pens. But no, you're right. Actually, closer look at the West and what we're going to see on Wednesday. Not to mention a little bit more reaction from Toronto as the Knicks victorious against the Raptors. That's still to come here on the Post Up.
That trophy is heavy. I just picked it up.
Those curls.
Heavy.